Subnautica, that underwater survival game from 2014, is that game even still worth it? Well, if you clicked on this video, you may have asked yourself that same question. So let's dive on in, pun intended, to answer the question. Is Subnautica still worth it in 2023? So if you're here, you may have heard of Subnautica, you may have seen playthroughs, this may be your first time hearing of the game, and you've been wanting to check it out and see if the game was right for you and if you wanted to play it. But you're always wondering, the game came out in 2014, is it still really worth playing it today? For those of you who don't know what Subnautica is, or maybe want a little bit more information about the game, Subnautica is a survival base building game at its core that takes place on an ocean planet, an alien ocean planet. As the game opens, the player finds themselves already trying to escape some sort of catastrophe that's happening, with explosions seen through the porthole of the life pod, and then the player is knocked unconscious and wakes on an unforgiving and unfamiliar ocean planet filled with strange alien creatures and no other sign of survivors. The game tasks you with finding a way to escape the planet to save your own life. And through the trials and tribulations that you will face on this planet, a planet that is only designated as 4546b, you will unravel the mysteries of this place and discover things are not as cut and dry as they may seem. To this day, Subnautica actually has a very dedicated fan base who still enjoy playing the game. They love bringing new people in all the time, any chance that they get, because of their love for this game. The game also has a very decent modding community that have worked very hard and modded this game to allow for continued playing even after beating the main story. So let's break down some of the details of this game to determine whether or not this game is for you. Exploration. Right from the start, Subnautica introduces you to a strange and alien world consisting of creatures you've never seen, filled with sounds you've never heard. A lot of the elements combined together to give it a very disturbing atmosphere your first time through the planet, which will cause you to be cautious and curious about what lies within the depths. The map consists of many different biomes, ranging from sunny, sparse reefs where you start and all the way to some dark, scary ones that'll make you think twice before entering. The vastness of the world and its design really give the player a sense of wonder and discovery when finding new areas, discovering new creatures, and of course, getting the crap scared out of them. All right, so this is the last engine fragment we need. Every time you discover a new area, you'll want to explore all the nooks and crannies, but at the same time, you'll always have this overwhelming fear that something's watching you from the depths and the shadows that you just can't quite see. If you're enjoying this video so far, I would like to invite you to like and subscribe. And I'd also like you to leave a comment down below and tell me whether or not you've actually played Subnautica before. Some of you may have played it and you still wanted to click on this video just to see my opinion. Others may not have ever heard of the game, so let me know down below where you fall. And don't forget to check out in the description where I have my Amazon affiliate links detailing the equipment that I use to record my videos, as well as a mystery item that will be included in all of my videos moving forward as something that I think that might be interesting you that revolves around the content of the video. So if you would like to support the channel, check out those links and let's continue the video. Survival elements. At its core, Subnautica is a survival game. With that comes some features that you can expect to see amongst other survival games, such as food and hunger. One of the things that makes Subnautica unique compared to other survival games, however, is the fact that it does take place underwater, which means that you have an additional survival resource that you have to keep track of, which is your oxygen levels. As you swim around, you will discover different food sources and resources that you will use to survive. While food and water are usually easily maintained, there are some challenges that come with managing your oxygen levels. At the beginning of the game, you don't have a lot of oxygen and you're constantly making trips to the surface in order to refill. As the game goes on, you will upgrade your oxygen tanks with longer and longer stints in between your refueling needs. But even late game, it can become possible to get lost in a cavern, unable to make it to the surface or one of your vehicles to replenish your air, and you can still find yourself suffocating even after hours and hours sunk into this game. But the sense of accomplishment you achieve when your character starts to black out from oxygen and you keep holding that button, hoping that you know you're going to make it, the screen fades to black, and you spam the button and you spam it and you make it to your vehicle or you make it to the surface and you can breathe and you survive, and nothing beats that feeling. Crafting. Subnautica has a crafting system that allows the player to build many tools that they will need to survive on the planet, including scanners and oxygen tanks, things like that, that will prepare you for your journey, as well as larger things such as vehicles like the Seamoth or the Cyclops, and also the really cool and fun mech suit, the Prawn suit. In order to craft all of these things, you will have to scavenge the resources in the environment. The game does a really good job of giving you the things you need to start up close, and as you progress further and deeper, you'll find more advanced equipment that'll help you progress even further and reach the depths that you need in order to solve some of the mysteries. The crafting also gives the player a way to show off their creativity. The game includes a base building tool, which will allow you to craft all sorts of awesome bases, which you can really customize to a T and make them your own. There are even some new buildings that have been added, some new buildings and other features as well that were added in December of 2022 to the game in its 2.0 Living Large update. A lot of these are buildings or features that came out in the sequel, Subnautica Below Zero, that were eventually ported over and brought into the first one, as well as some gameplay improvements and things like that. Getting into the game now, you can actually experience it at its fullest with all of these new features and buildings to really experience the best version of Subnautica. Story. There are many elements of story in Subnautica, all of which you can find in your PDA as you travel the planet, find items that will unlock lore, PDA that'll unlock voice logs and memos from other passengers of the Aurora that unfortunately didn't make it. There are also things you will find that were on the planet before the Aurora crashed, and finding some of these objects will give you some different mysteries and side stories that you can venture out and discover on the planet while you're also trying to survive and make your escape. The story in Subnautica is really well done, and it provides a steady pace forward with just enough information to let you play the game how you want, but still drive the story on how to progress and how to complete the game in a unique manner. Story is delivered through the radios in the life pods, and if you craft one in your base, this radio message will come periodically when you've done certain events, or after you've spent a certain amount of time in the game, you'll receive a new radio message, and playing these messages will progress the story forward and kind of give you some waypoints and things that you can explore as you go along. Conclusion. All right, so by now you've heard me ramble on about all of the cool things about Subnautica and what makes it such a great game. There's still lots for you to discover. I didn't want to give away too much details or go into spoilers or anything like that in order to ruin the experience for you if you've never played the game before and you're considering purchasing it. But to recap, we've gone over exploration in the game. We've covered some of the survival elements, especially some unique ones, including like oxygen levels and things like that you will need to overcome in order to survive the planet. We've gone into the crafting, how the vehicles and base crafting really give you a unique playthrough every time you play and really allow you to express your creativity and design the base that you want to design, big or small. Then finally, we described a brief overview of the story and kind of how things unfold and what you can kind of expect on your journey. So I guess now it's time to answer the question: is Subnautica still worth it in 2023? And my answer to that question is yes, it definitely is. If you're considering playing the game, play it. If you get a chance to buy it, if you see it on a Steam sale, something like that, definitely play the game. I feel like you will have a fantastic time if you like the survival genre games. And if you'd like to see a little bit more of the game than this video shows, I encourage you to go over here and click on my Subnautica playthrough over here, and you can check it out for yourself and see if it really is something that interests you.